Yeah, g'day guys, Steve from Dirt Bike and Old As Adventures. This is the latest project. It's a 2010 Yamaha XT660Z Tenere. It's a bike I've always wanted to own, and I'm using it as a bit of an excuse as an infill bike at the moment. As you're aware, if you follow the channel, I had a 690 and a 2018 model, decided to update that to the 2022. So it's just in the process of trying to source one of those, but in no rush, just waiting for the right price bike to pop up. They've still got some pretty ridiculous prices on them at the moment. And also just I'm going to update the 390 to a 480. Really happy with my two bike policy and happy with the 690 and happy with the 390 to a degree, but I just decided to get that extra volume in the engine, so to speak, those extra CCs, and trade the 390 and try and source a good second-hand 480. So that's where I'm at. So this is an infill bike. It's a bike that I've always liked. I had an 86 model Tenere in 1988, rode that around halfway around Australia. Always had a bit of a soft spot for the Teneres, and so sort of used that as a bit of an excuse to purchase one of these 2010 models. These ran from about 2008 to 2015. Then there was a bit of a gap until they brought the T7 out, and obviously the T7 has got rave reviews. But these were a very good bike in their time. So it's a bike I've always wanted to own, always loved them. My previous Tenere, the 86 model, had the blue tank with the black and the white stripes on it, so I always liked this model, and so yeah, my intention was to one day buy one. And I just used this sort of time to say, yep, now's a good opportunity. It's Easter 2022. I'm supposed to be away on a trip in South Australia. Unfortunately, work continues to drag me down at the moment, and unfortunately I couldn't go. Just didn't quite get the bike ready in time. Felt like the bike was unprepared, and we were going to do some big kilometres, and I could possibly let the team down. So the four guys have gone without me, which is a real shame. Brendan put a lot of effort into organising that trip, but wasn't much I could do about it. I called it last weekend. They were taking off on Wednesday and Thursday, and I just wasn't anywhere near organised, and I was working 7 days a week, unfortunately. So what I've decided, it's Good Friday today, so the Friday of Easter, I've just basically come out and sort of finished all that I can do on the bike now. So I've just been building it and setting it up to my own sort of own requirements and own specs. So it's basically finished now, and so just waiting on a couple of things to come in. I've got a sticker kit coming in for it, and just some other little bits and bobs. I can't remember whatever. Oh yeah, some little driving lights and just some bits and bobs coming in. So yeah. But I just thought I'd have a quick run through and also just do a bit of a weigh-in. So I've put it on the scale. I've got a new commercial scale, front wheel, back wheel style weigh-in. It comes in with it's got about 15 or 18 litres of juice, so that's a good 300 kilometre range. Again, going by the Nerve 1 model of weighing them with fuel in them. And just I've always dictated that they should have a 300k range, so we're roughly right there. But it came in at about 207, 208 kilos full of fuel, so ready to go. So that's quite a heavy bike, way heavier than I'd normally ride. But as I've worked on this bike, I realised how much of a touring bike this was set up as. So the Tenere I had was a modified, it was an XT600, was a modified dirt bike with a big tank and electric start and a few bits and pieces. But these are definitely set up as a touring bike. And I've never owned a touring bike, so it's a great exercise, and I'm enjoying it. But certainly just working on the bike and seeing how strong the rear subframe was and how strong the whole frame and how strong the bike is, I'm quite impressed with the abilities of the bike. So definitely designed to carry two people, definitely designed to carry two people and luggage. It's a much stronger bike than say a 690 that is a dirt bike that you adapt to a touring bike, so to speak. But definitely this one was set up as a touring bike. It's not a dirt bike, and it's certainly not a dual sport. But anyway, yeah, so the bike weight was about 207 kilos, I reckon, 208. It's probably got a little bit more than 15 litres. Now, it was supposed to be sold as a 210 kilo bike with the full 23 litres of juice. So again, it's a bit inaccurate, and I've actually tried to lighten it up. I've taken crash bars off, centre stands off, taken the catalytic converter out and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a very heavy bike, but as I say, it is a touring bike, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's not what I really want to ride long term, because I do ride a lot by myself. I'll have to be a little bit more careful where I take this bike. But yeah, because of that weight. But yeah, listen, it's fun to ride, but I've made some modifications to make it more fun to ride. There was one issue that always stopped me buying this bike, and that was the rear end. So I'm just going to walk around and point out what I've done to the bike so far. Not a lot, but nonetheless, we'll have a look at it and have a bit of a discussion about why and what I've done. So I haven't done much to the front of the bike. It came with a tinted tall screen. I just put the standard screen on, just prefer the look of them. I'll see how that goes. It came with LED indicators, so that's really good. Don't have to change any globes. A lot of the sacrificial panels here have been painted blue, although the paint is starting to peel off them, but I've got a sticker kit coming to cover all those up, so I'm not too concerned. Came with the pivot pegs, came with an extended brake lever, so that's really good. They work really well. Yeah, but the main thing up the back here is I've dropped this rear end. So I've cut the subframe through in there, just cut the bottom section out and let it fall down. Basically, I lowered it 4 inches here, and that just made me a lot more comfortable with the bike. It was really quite an ugly bike and really quite tall by the time you put a sort of a top bag on that rack. It was really tall and a really high center of gravity. So I've dropped the center of gravity, and also too, this is the Seat Concepts foam that came with the bike. I just hollowed that out a little bit more, so there's a bit more of a broader saddle. As you're aware, I don't like saddle seats at all. So yeah, from there, I've cut back all this tailpiece and just got rid of all the bling that was hanging down below. Obviously, there's a lot bigger chunk of plastic there, but I just basically trimmed it back and set up a new little LED number plate light in there. So that all looks a lot neater. I lifted the indicators up to here, get them right up out of the way so they can't be broken off. And obviously I fitted a bit of a tool tube there. That's my homemade version of a tool tube there. But yeah, so that's just for things like bike stands and tyre levers. You won't fit a tube in there, but yeah, just tools and bits and pieces, it can go in there because it's just a great little spot for it there. The other big thing I've done, of course, is I fitted the Barrett exhaust. So the Barrett is the Wings exhaust is the favoured option for the 690s, but certainly with the XT660s, the Barrett are the favoured product. You can get twin systems or single systems. Obviously, because I want to reduce the weight, I've just gone to a single system. So that's basically a standard Barrett exhaust with both silencers in it. But what I've also done is I've just lowered a little bit there. You can see I've extended it down, and I've cut the pipe and just pushed it forward a little bit, just to get it tucked in a little bit more and sitting where I wanted it to sit. Bit of a personal preference there, so yeah, but I think that looks really good. Got a nice note, not too loud, so yeah, really pleased with that. And other than that, the only other thing I've really done was taken the stock stone guard off, put a GV or GV bash plate on, and that's basically it at this stage. I have got a set of pannier racks to go on it, and I've just modified those because they connect into where the foot pegs are here, so they connect into there and up into there. So I've had to shorten those a whisker, so they're ready to go off. They're fitted and ready to go off to the powder coaters. So yeah, that's where we're at. Once those racks go on and the sticker kit goes on and the headlights go on, the bike will be finished. But anyway, that's a bit of an update on where I'm up to, and obviously, yeah, a bit of a weigh-in, so to speak, as well. So yeah, 207 kilos with a lean value of 56 or 57 kilos. It's quite a heavy bike, and a heavier bike than I thought I'd ever be riding. But really enjoying the challenge, and certainly I won't be taking it places that I would be taking the 690s or the 480s or the 390s. So, but anyway, guys, that's enough waffle from me. I'll give you a bit of an update in probably 2 weeks' time. The bike will be finished. I'll have the sticker kit on and all the rest of the gear and the pannier racks, and we'll do a bike build video. And yeah, we'll hope to see you out in the trail soon.